Hello, I wanted to make sure that everyone had the skills and the tips and techniques in order to find model dissertations. And sometimes people already know it because they've done undergraduate work at the university, and other times they don't. So in order to level the playing field, I thought I would make this short video to model and demonstrate that. So when you start at the University of Louisville website, you go to where it says Quick Tools, and then you click to where it says all databases A to Z here. Once you get to that point, what you're going to look for is ProQuest Dissertation and Theses Global, and sometimes that can be hard to find. So what I normally do is hit Control F and then type in dissertation. And you'll see a number of options come up. There are American doctoral dissertations, which I have not looked at. I generally stay with the ProQuest, although feel free to look through some of the other ones. And here we go, ProQuest Dissertations and Theses Global. This is the largest collection that I know of. So we click here, and then it will prompt you to authenticate to your University of Louisville account. At which point you get through the paywall, and then you find this page here. So this is your search page. Oops. All right, sorry for the glitch there. I had it set to record just one tab, and it opened up the search in a new tab. So I think I've corrected it here, and I'm recording the whole window. So we have the ProQuest Dissertations and Theses Global here, and so you can just kind of search here. Just looking through the list of research interests, I thought we could start with maybe magnet, school, enrollment, equity, case study. So you're putting a lot of different words in here, and you want to be as specific as possible until you get to the point where you're not pulling results back, and then you can pull back and be a little bit more generic. But the more specific you are with your search, the fewer results and the tighter your focus will be. But sometimes you have to play around with the right search terms because the search term that you think is maybe the right one to use might not produce the results that you need, and you might need to use a different search term. For example, when I was conducting my study in our school on the staff relational culture, I kept looking for what we called it, which was teacher leadership. And in the research, I discovered after a while of not pulling results that the term was distributed leadership. And the main author in that area, the lead author, was Spillane. And so I started looking under distributed leadership as a search term. So here we have the results page, and you can go through titled dissertations. And so you've got magnet program, systems theory, case study, and then you can look and you can see the dates on some of these. You can also search by particular dates. And so if you want a date range, for instance, within the past 10 years, you could go 2013-01-01 to 2023-01-01, and then update that. And then you'll pull, it may not make a big difference at first, but generally you don't want dissertations that are more than 10 years old unless there's a purpose for that. So now we have a dissertation here from 2015 that's popped to the top. Modern day magnet schools and modern day needs. Are magnet schools improving educational equity for traditionally underserved students? Now, it doesn't specifically say that this is a case study. So if you were looking for a case study, you may have to search a little bit further down. Here we have our third result, the real alternative school paradox, a California continuation of high school struggle to be something different in a universe of real schools. This is a case study, although it may not meet the needs as much. Option 4, magnet schools and the quest for equity. This is a 2020 publication, so it's fairly new. It does say mixed methods case study. So let's click through and see what we think here. And fairly easily, you can get to the table of contents for the dissertation. I generally like to see what university it's from, how many pages it is. You don't really want to focus so much on dissertations that are under 100 pages. Sometimes they might have some good information in them, but there are some dissertations out there, and it may also pull a thesis that is not of the rigor that you would need for this program. So do be aware of that. So as I scroll through, I'm going to look at the table of contents. And in particular, for our course, we would be looking at the methodology. So there's the table of contents for the methodology: introduction, research design, setting, sample and population, data collection, data analysis, and ethical considerations. So that's fairly straightforward and about what we would expect to see. So at this point, I would say, let me go ahead and download this dissertation, and then generally speaking, I will save it as the date, which would be 2020, and then the author is Adams. And then the title is, so dissertation, you want to add that to. You can design whatever protocol that you want for saving articles if you haven't already done so, but I would just say be consistent. And for me, I always want the date, the author, and something related to the title. In this case, I also want to make sure it says dissertation, so I don't mistake this for a journal article. And so we have magnet schools and the quest for equity. So I've got that saved, and then I can review that later. So overall, that's the process that you go through in terms of accessing and then scrolling through. And there's other things that you can put in here in terms of restrictions. But I find that the date is usually the main restriction that I want to deal with. So there you go. That is pretty much it in terms of getting to this. Again, it is ProQuest Dissertations and Theses Global that you want to make your way to. So hope that's been helpful, and good luck and have fun in a nerdy kind of way.